going and playing golf right now is kind of what I do. So
You don't like wreck any kids in Fortnite?
I do not play any video games.
What?
I know.
You've never gotten into video games?
Well, in college, I was probably
You're like, I mean, yours would be like what, Pong?
Pong, yeah.
And
Atari, Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac. I'll kill you in Mrs. Pac-Man. No.
No, wait. Actually, I need to stop you there. I actually hold myself to a high caliber of my Pac-Man skills.
Really?
Like high caliber.
So we were just in Arizona last week, and in our Airbnb, it had this like sit down. The screen was flat. You leaned over and a joystick.
We had one in my house.
Oh,
where you
so
had two people. My mom has one in her house.
Really?
Yeah.
So I had to set all of the high scores on that in every single
You're
Pac-Man.
like, high score? Did I break it? Is that good?
Asked Morgan. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you just..." And I got obsessed with that. And that's probably why I don't play video games. I have an obsessive personality when it comes to things.
You would just beat everyone at them. So
I would kill myself trying. I would like be withered away, 165 pounds. Like, no, I got to beat the score. So
well, I tell you, just my last comment on Fortnite is I've been playing it for 6 years and I'm still ass at it. So it's a game that you would go crazy trying to be really good at it because you just can't.
Yeah, and I feel like that's golf for me right now, except for I'm not in front of a screen in my mom's basement. I'm actually out on the course. No, I'm kidding.
I have my own house now, okay, Steve?
There's so much money. I'm going to get so much hate for that. There's so much money, obviously, in video games now.
To be honest, I would actually say that golf might be lamer than Fortnite. The golf might be the lamest thing I've ever seen.
I'm open to hearing why you think that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I've never played.
That's a great start. I love where we're going.
So I do go to the driving range. Love that.
Yeah. What do you love about it?
Just whacking that ball real far.
Yeah. Getting a good one.
But after that, it just seems so lame.
Okay.
It's kind of like mini golf. A lot of fun. You get the idea of it. You go there. The first couple holes, you're like, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then after like the fourth hole, when like it just won't go in the clown's mouth or something, and you're like, this
Too
sucks.
good for your home?
Go to your home, ball. What is it about golf besides like, when I think of golf, I'm like always like, oh, I can put on like, like my polo, some shorts,
yep.
my frat bro kind of world.
You have that vibe. I've seen.
I know.
Yeah, like you have a very golf wardrobe.
I know. Home. I got my Sperry's maybe. And then I personally don't smoke cigars, but I was like, in my mind, I'm always like, have some brewskis with the boys, cigars, maybe, take the golf cart, but then I
definitely think you would get into golf. So the thing I love about golf, I didn't get into it until about COVID. And it was because I got beat by my brother and brother-in-law like bad. And I was like, I don't like getting beat. It's something that like what golf, like I always thought it was just this, old man sport.
Yeah.
Morgan was in Australia. I had, the gym, but it was one of those things that coming to a gym that you own, you kind of feel like if you're there for too long, it just feels like work. So I'd come in and get my workouts and I didn't want to just stay here all day. So it's getting outside. I love the fact that, you're getting outside, getting some fresh air. You're on a beautiful course, but it's really the idea of like golf you can't master golf. Like I can show up on the course today after playing, even pros have off days. So the thing I love about golf is that the number one golfer in the world wins 10% of the time. That's not a great stat. Like you're like, whoa, 10%. It's one of those things that from day to day, you can be completely, there's so many, every joint, every muscle in your body, you use everything. And then mentally you have to have crazy patience, but also it is one of those things that sometimes you just get bad bounces. Sometimes like if the wind is blowing, like there's so many factors you can't control. So
just because you're bad, you blame the wind and the ball bouncing. What kind of ground density is this turf,
I'm saying
man?
Like you get a bad bounce in that like, hey, there's a sprinkler head or you're in the sand, like there's a bunker in the middle of the fairway. It's like I can hit a perfect shot and then be in sand the next shot.
Steve's like, that would have been a hole in one, but this sprinkler head.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, it's like, it teaches you patience, and ultimately it's one of those things like it teaches you how much you can't control things.
Is it true that it's all in the hips?
It's all in the hips, baby.
I think I look at golf as a retired old man thing. And then every day I drive by this, I would say pretty
bougie.
No, medium, no, low tier. It's actually right next to a main road, which I'm like, this is weird that it's like so like 15 feet away from the main road. I'm at a stoplight.
Yeah.
People are playing golf, and it'll be cold, windy, and rainy. And I see people out there playing, and I'm like, it's a world of I have my tee time and I'm not missing it. And it's pouring down rain.
Right.
Like, this looks miserable.
It can get miserable. We actually went out yesterday, and it can the wind can blow this time of year here. And it was probably like 15 miles an hour.
But you're not going to miss your tee time.
Right. Well, and actually I did. I said, I'm not playing in this. So I'm sorry to all you crazy diehard golfers out there. I just said the hell with this. But it was like gusting up to 45 miles an hour. The thing again about golf is golf right now with COVID, it is the same growth that they saw when Tiger Woods was at his peak, because there's so many people getting into the golf game. It was one of those things that you could still do during COVID because you were outside. So many people got into it because it was also one of the only professional sports that they were able to continue to play, because there's not a lot of interaction. There's not like guys in wrestling sweating on each other. It's
my favorite thing.
Right. Obviously. In golf, it's just like you're out there, by yourself hitting this little white ball 300 to 500 yards to try to get into this tiny cup. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's so frustrating, but it's so rewarding when you hit that one. The reason you go to the driving range and you just love that sweet one when you go to Top Golf, like, there's a reason. It's so satisfying to hit a great shot.
Okay, well, I'm not convinced at all.
That's fair enough.
What is going on, guys? I am Max Tuning, your host. I hope you enjoyed this little clip. If you want to see the full, magical, lovely episode, just click the link down in the description or search Don't Be Sour on your favorite podcast streaming service. And remember, thank you for tuning in.